the pain became to the point that it was time to make some decisions. It was a case of, do I have to give up the game of baseball? Do I have to give up the game of golf? Uh, as an umpire, I found myself saying, because of the pain, I was not able to keep up with the game itself, covering bases, taking the squat position if I'm doing the plate. So the time came that we had to decide, Fred, is it time to give up that part of it because of the knee problems you're experiencing? Going up and down the stairs also became a task because now instead of being able to go up and down the stairs like a normal person would, I would have to go up one step at a time. And of course, in order to keep the pain from getting it and making it hurt kind of thing. So going down the stairs was even worse because now I'm sitting there or standing there going down, having to hold the railing, taking one step at a time, and it became a case of, I can't do this anymore. I got to start speeding up somehow here. One of my favorite sports, besides the fact that I like to play basketball, and I played basketball until I was 48 years old, when I tore my second Achilles tendon, I felt it was time to quit. And I said, well, since you can't play basketball anymore, how about maybe getting back into golf, which you used to love. I used to love to walk the course, but as the pain started to get worse, it became necessary to take a cart. And I'm not the kind of a person who likes to take a cart. At 77 years old, I'm still in pretty good shape for an old timer. But as you walk more and more and walk more and walk more, the pain started getting a little worse. And it was time to think about the next step. Is there something that can be done to help alleviate that pain? In one of my visits with Dr. Upadashra, who was my primary care, and telling her about my pain problems, she suggested I see an orthopedic person. And at that time, she suggested a person here at Dartmouth Hitchcock. And so I took her advice, and I ended up seeing a Dr. Gonzalez, at which time that he really took me under his wing, confirmed the fact that you have a problem with the knee, and we can try to do it to correct the problem with maybe a shot initially. But he said, but looking at it down the road, I almost feel that it's time for you to think about surgery. So we took the shot, the route, and it worked for about 3 days. And after that, I just decided that it was time to start thinking about the surgery. After consulting with my doctor, Dr. Gonzalez, he suggested that surgery should be the route that we take. However, he's going to recommend that before I do the surgery, I go to classes that were being held at Elliott Hospital at this point. That you may spend a whole day, but it'll give you kind of a fill-in as to what you're going to experience once the surgery takes place. And that was one of the, if I had anything to do about or recommend to anybody, please, if you ever are going to have surgery on your knee, go to those classes. They were the best thing that I ever did prior to the surgery. Dr. Gonzalez recommended that we have a partial. And I said, why a partial? And he said, well, because you have good cartilage on one side of your knee, and the other side is where it's bone against bone. And therefore, you won't need a full surgery or knee replacement. You're going to do just one side. And he said, what do you mean by that? What do you call that? And he said, well, it's called a unicompartmental knee replacement. And that's where we only go on one side of the knee where the bone is against the bone, and we put in a device that actually will balance out your knee so that you're no longer hitting bone on bone. It's got a ball that kind of rotates in there. And he went through the explanation of saying how it actually works. He showed me the device. He showed me the ball that would be taking place. He showed me the platform that the ball sits on and how it rotates inside your knee. And I said, Doc, let's do it. I'm ready. The surgery actually took place on December 2nd, I think is the day it took place on. It was a Tuesday. And of course, I don't remember anything because I got knocked out, obviously. But when I woke up, they had me set up on a machine that they said is going to be making your knee bend back and forth, and we'd like you to the time that it takes for that knee to move back and forth from one position to another probably is going to take anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. But we're trying to get you so that the knee begins to flex and to see how far you can hold it before you have to release that pressure that's being put on it. Well, the thing that amazed the devil out of me was he said, if you can get up to 40, 50 pounds of pressure, you'll be doing excellent. Well, believe it or not, he couldn't believe it. The first action that he gave, or that the machine did, I was up to 90 pounds of pressure, which is the release date or goal that they try to get you at so they can release you from the hospital. But I was up to 90 pounds the first time that I used the machine. I was up and walking around the second day. I did have an experience, though, that I tried to go up the stairs on a platform that they had outside the unit that I was in, that I nearly collapsed because I was so afraid that I was not going to be able to move up and down those stairs. But again, on the third day, I was up and down the stairs, and on the third afternoon of the third day, they sent me home. The normal time for release is usually 4 to 5 days. I was home in 3 days. If anybody says that they don't want to have the operation, they're nuts. I can walk up and down the stairs. I can go down the stairs without holding the handrail. I'm playing golf 2 or 3 times. In fact, I just played 18 holes on Tuesday and 18 holes on Wednesday, and I'm ready to go out again today. I've been lucky. I'm pretty healthy. I'm 77 years old, and I still pretty active. I still do a lot of golf, if you will. I do a lot involved in the umpiring side of it. We travel a lot. My wife and I go to Florida, and I play golf down there 2 or 3 times a week.